Okay. Again, this is part 2 of Isaiah 47. Okay. So it says, therefore, hear now this: thou art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow. Okay. Neither shall I know the loss of children. Okay. So again, when I look at that whole thing about sit as a widow, um, that, I mean, it does make me think of a loss, right? Um, it does make me think of a loss. Um, right? Almost as if, it's making me think of, you know, um, leaving behind earthly or your worldly things, even when it comes to the separation of because some of this stuff, it just hits me when I'm reading it, like bam, like okay, right? So it says, being unsure of things and just staying up to par with the word, so that you can see these things as they approach, or they can kind of resonate with you when things are going on, right? And it says, neither shall I know the loss of children. Okay. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. Okay. The loss of children, um, and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Okay. And let me see, because I think I had something here. Okay. So again, the enchantments is talking about act of magic, okay, or witchcraft, or a magic power, or a spell. Um, Even talking about to sing, okay. Um, yeah. So this is also kind of like doing something else here. Um, hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is yeah, to sing. So this makes me think of something totally kind of different. Allurement, a song to sing. Okay. But then again, I look at this here, and it's talking about the Savior of the world, Jesus Christ, or Yeshua. Um, it replaced earlier redemptor, or redeemer, someone who redeems or buys back. Okay. So again, the fact of a redeemer as being someone who buys back. So again, the whole thing of no one shall buy you, is I think that's Deuteronomy that's coming to mind. But then also it says a promissory note, or merchandise, or commercial paper. And I think it does say something about merchandise here. A teacher and a prophet, born in Bethlehem and active in Nazareth. His life and sermons from the basis of Christianity. And then I don't know why 429. I don't know. I'm looking at that together for some reason, like 429. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It's just what I'm seeing here. Um, Even though it says 4 BC and AD 29. Um, so, anyways, it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom, thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Okay. So, again, I think some of us also, like I was saying, get in the way of saying these things, but we don't realize 100% what we're saying. But, like, um, Okay, so for instance, when I say like there is no savior but you know, when I'm looking at this, um, you know, I'm speaking in the aspect of me. Okay, so of me taking the initiative to realize some things that I must have to change in order to get closer to Elohim, right? In order to me seeing that something is wrong and there are things that I need to change, but also then once you get to a certain point, now you're being led, or you're being, or you sense, you may not have even known, right, that you have been led from beginning. So I'm going back to even what it was just saying in 46, from the womb, right? But now that you're aware, or you have awakened, right? And so now you can see, and now we're seeing things, things, we're having dreams, we are awaking, right? And so you know, it's a lot to learn, you know, and it's a lot to get used to, you know, because again, you know, being someone that is trying to stay in that good faith, you know, there are lots of things that come in that can, you know, even sent by Elohim, right, to even change your direction or show you something or help you see. But then there's other energies again that we may not even be aware of, that we could be letting in, right? That can also trigger, let's see, that can also trigger or bring certain things into your life, right? That may try to persuade you to look elsewhere or see things in another light. And that's why I tell you guys, I'm never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And, you know, we have to be able to discern, use wisdom, knowledge, whatnot, and also listen. We have to have ears to hear. And that's not only just to hear what else is going on around you so that you could be aware of things, but it's also slowing down, listening, like, again, like I had realized that I did today. I didn't even sometimes I don't even realize some of the things that I'm doing when I'm in a silent mode, and I'm trying to commune a little bit deeper with you know, source, right? So today I just think, and just even reading this is just like an overload of things that now I can see, right? Um that I may not have seen prior, right? So again, I guess that would be then also repenting or turning away from those ways so that you don't fall into that type of thinking. It's kind of like confirmation almost. So it says, a multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and has said, none seeth me. Um, and again, um, you know, I guess just for me, you know, it's knowing, right, having a certain sense of knowing that someone is watching actually, right? um and that helps me also to kind of guide my step, but it can also cause a little bit of anxiety because, you know, you want to do things in the right, you want to walk that straight path, and you don't want to keep veering off, you know, because again, when, especially when you can when you're somewhat of a seer, or you can see things, or you've been given a little bit more extra sight, you know, maybe because you need that, just like with children, you know, some children feel like you're playing favoritism, or you don't talk to this child like that, or but then, you know, everybody is different, everybody needs a different sense of guidance when it comes to parenting, mothering, fathering, whatever, you know. um so again, some of us may need that extra something and so we, you know, so that we don't stumble. And maybe you still will, but you know, again, that's for you and, you know, and the Father, you know, or Elohim too. You know. So it says, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come unto thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And again, you know, you guys have seen my story. I don't try to sugarcoat things. You know, some people say that I talk too much, but I definitely have had this, go on in my life, which is, again, it's more confirmation that there is a living God, again, amongst us. Um, and so for me, I'm seeking his face, but then again, I don't want to move too far away from uh, too far into the fleshly way, because again, that could be an image also placed there to also mislead you too. So again, just thinking of this in a way, it is a very tricky time right now with all the things that are going on this plane. It is very tricky, and so that's why, again, sometimes I get where I can be even stagnant, right? Because I don't want to make a move in a certain direction, and I want to lean on um, uh, the spirit, but then it depends on what kind of energies, again, you're around, what kind of energies are around you or have access to you to make us go in these certain, it's just about discernment. And I guess that's something that you can commune with the Elohim about, or source. um Again, and when it comes to Israel, I guess it would be the Holy One of Israel, because that's specifically how it has written it here in this text. So let's see. Yeah. So things shall come up on them, um, in a day. Okay. And they shall not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So again, you know, um, yeah. And I'm thinking, like, is this speaking of, these things that we have done, um, from when we were in our younger days, that are revisiting you, or temptations and things that may be revisiting us at these times. Um, Even, I'm thinking at in some way, and again, I don't want to overstep. So it's like, even from thy youth, like when we were being, well, it does speak about the womb here. So again, this could be talking about, from infantry. But then again, what are we talking about when we're talking about infantry? Could that just be, or just even when it comes to being a minor or minority? I don't know. In a sense, I'm thinking that too. Okay, to being brought up out of that by the Lord, not by the law, right? And then, being brought up by Him on His shoulders, right? Right, or Him on your, I don't know. I think of it as like a sitting on the throne, meaning a connection, when it comes to ascension or a mental, thing. Um, I hope this is not too much for y'all. Okay. So it said, if so be thou shalt, wait, okay, from thy youth, okay, if so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. Well, that's how it says it, okay? If so, and then it also says again, if so be thou mayest prevail, okay? Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers. So this is almost like him saying, this is almost like him or them saying, you know, let this help you now, right? The monthly prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. Okay? They shall not deliver, all right, themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at nor fire to sit before it. Okay. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants. Okay. So even thy merchants. Um, that's reminding me of a portion of like the cast. Um, oh man. That's almost making me think about people that maybe have invested, in a sense, right? Um, I don't know. From thy youth, they shall wander everyone to his quarter. None shall save thee. Okay. So, it kind of seems like investors, people that have been um, uh, providing merchandise or someone getting merchandise from an exchange in some sense. It seems almost like an exchange and having something to do with finances or a financial exchange. Um, okay. And again, so again, I always hope that um, these types of scriptures, Unchained or Not Your Mama's Bible Study, is just helping us to, see things in the times that we're in, so that we can be aware of certain things. Because a lot of things that we think, we have no idea, and that's including me. So again, this is almost like even also asking, other people, because again, I don't have many people around me that are into the text, I guess, in this manner, okay, or in this light. So, I try to, uh, people say pray, and I say commune with Elohim, and have deep talks with myself so I can have a better understanding, and, with things that I see happening around me and around us, so that I don't mislead anyone. And that's why I'm saying, you read it on your own. However you interpret it, that's how but I think some of us have a different view, possibly because that's what we were given. Um, and so maybe that it was done that way in a special way, so that some people that may not get it that way may be able to see it a little bit more clearly this way. Um, and so again, I want to thank you, or gratitude, and thanks for watching. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And take care.